The passage of time touches us all. We see it on our skin, we feel it in our bones. But what if the source of true vitality, the kind that shines from within, isn't about fighting age, but understanding it? We will explore 7 hidden reasons for this, but the final one holds the key to it all. I invite you to walk this path with me to the very end, for that last insight changes everything. Conserving energy. We often think of age as something that is counted in years, a number that increases with every rotation of the Earth around the Sun. But there is another way to see it, a more internal way. Think of your life not in years, but in vitality, in life force. Imagine you are born with a finite amount of this precious energy, like a battery. Some people, through their actions and their mindset, drain this battery very quickly. Others learn to conserve it, to use it wisely, and so their light burns brightly for much, much longer. This is the first and perhaps most fundamental hidden reason why some people appear far younger than their chronological age. They are masters of conserving their own energy. Where is this energy lost? It is not lost in hard physical work. Purposeful work can actually cultivate energy. No, it is lost in the small unseen leaks. It leaks out through useless worry, through replaying past mistakes in your mind again and again. It leaks out through engaging in meaningless gossip, which agitates the mind and spirit for no benefit. It leaks out through excessive, uncontrolled emotional reactions, bursts of anger, prolonged periods of sadness, fits of jealousy. Each of these is a hole in your container of life force. A person who looks youthful has, consciously or unconsciously, learned to plug these leaks. They do not give their precious energy away to things that do not serve their path. When a challenge arises, they meet it with clarity and action, not with weeks of anxious hand-wringing. When a mistake is made, they learn the lesson, and then they let it go. They understand that the past is a memory and the future is an imagination, but the only place energy can be truly spent or conserved is in this present moment. This conservation is not laziness. It is the highest form of efficiency. It is the understanding that your attention and your emotional energy are your most valuable resources. Why would you waste them on trivialities? A person who is not constantly drained by mental and emotional static has a certain peace about them. Their body is not in a constant state of high alert, flooded with stress hormones that accelerate the aging process at a cellular level. Their systems have a chance to rest, to repair, to rejuvenate. This inner peace manifests outwardly. It shows in clear eyes, in relaxed facial muscles, in a posture that is upright but not rigid. They are not fighting the world, they are flowing with it. This visible youthfulness is simply the external reflection of a well-managed inner world. It is the sign of a battery that is not being recklessly drained, but is instead being used to power a long, vibrant, and meaningful journey. This is a skill, and like any skill, it can be cultivated. It begins with awareness. Start to notice where your energy goes each day. You may be surprised at how much is being lost for so little in return. The first step is simply to observe without judgment. Where does my mind go when it is not occupied? Does it drift to worry, to resentment? Does it seek distraction? Each of these paths is a drain. To look younger is not the goal. The goal is to live more fully with more vitality. The youthful appearance is merely a beautiful consequence, a side effect of a life lived with wisdom and intention. It is the result of keeping your life force for what truly matters, for growth, for learning, for connection, for peace. When you protect your energy, you protect your vitality. And that vitality is the true essence of youth, no matter the number of years you have lived. This is not a secret trick. It is a profound truth about the connection between our mind and our body. The person who appears young has an inner environment of calm, and their body simply reflects the peace that they have so carefully cultivated within. They have learned that the most powerful thing they can do for their well-being is to control what they can control. Their own focus, their own reactions, their own precious, irreplaceable energy. And in doing so, they slow down the frantic rush of time, not on the clock, but within their own being. This practice of conservation extends to our interactions. Every conversation, every engagement is an exchange of energy. Do Do you leave feeling drained or replenished? A person who maintains their vitality is careful about these exchanges. They learn to set boundaries, not out of coldness, but out of a deep respect for their own well-being and the well-being of others. They cannot pour from an empty cup. They limit their exposure to perpetual negativity, not because they are avoiding reality, but because they choose not to marinate in it. This allows them to be a source of stable, calm energy for those who truly need it, their family, their community. Their inner stillness becomes a sanctuary for others, not a vortex of anxiety. This is a deeply attractive quality, one we often associate with the wisdom of age, yet it is what creates the appearance of youth. It is the paradox. By cultivating an inner state of timeless wisdom, the outer form reflects a kind of timeless youth. It is the quiet confidence of someone who is not easily disturbed, who is anchored in their own center. The world can rage outside, but inside, they maintain their peace. This is the first secret. It is not about a cream or a procedure. It is about becoming a good steward of your own life force. Cultivating stillness. The modern world is a symphony of noise. It is a constant demand for your attention, a relentless pulling of your awareness in 1,000 different directions. This external noise creates an internal noise. The mind becomes agitated, restless, and fragmented. This inner state of turmoil is a powerful catalyst for aging. It is like constantly revving a car's engine. You are burning fuel and causing wear and tear for no purpose without ever moving forward. The second hidden reason people look younger is that they have learned to cultivate the opposite state, a deep internal stillness. This does not mean they are inactive or that their life is empty. It means that beneath the surface of their daily activities, there is a foundation of profound calm. Think of a deep lake. The surface may have ripples from the wind, waves may even form, but the depths remain undisturbed, quiet, and clear. A person who has cultivated stillness has this quality in their mind. The events of life are the wind on the surface, but their core being remains peaceful. This inner peace is the ultimate anti-aging medicine because it directly counteracts the biological processes that wear us down. When your mind is in a state of constant agitation, worrying about the future, ruminating on the past, reacting to every little provocation, your body enters a state of fight or flight. It releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. In short bursts, these are useful for survival. But when this state becomes chronic, as it is for so many in our busy world, it becomes deeply destructive. Chronic stress impairs the immune system, disrupts digestion, and most importantly, accelerates cellular aging. It damages telomeres, the protective caps on our DNA, causing our cells to age and die more quickly. This cellular aging is what we see on the outside as wrinkles, dull skin, and a tired appearance. The person who looks young has found a way to turn off this constant alarm. They have learned to access a state of stillness where the body's natural healing and rejuvenation processes can finally take over. This stillness is the antidote to the poison of chronic stress. It is in the quiet moments that the body repairs itself. It is when the mind is at peace that the nervous system can switch from its sympathetic, high alert mode to its parasympathetic, rest and digest mode. This is where the magic happens. How is this stillness cultivated? It is not by forcing the mind to be quiet. You cannot shout at the stormy sea to be calm. Instead, you create the conditions for calmness to arise naturally. This can be done through formal practices like meditation, where you simply sit and observe your breath, allowing the turbulent thoughts to settle on their own, like mud in a glass of water. If you just let the glass sit, the mud will slowly drift to the bottom and the water will become clear. Your mind is this water. But stillness can also be cultivated in action. It can be found in walking with full awareness of each step, feeling the ground beneath your feet. It can be found in washing the dishes with your complete attention, feeling the warmth of the water and the texture of the soap. This is the practice of mindfulness, of bringing a quiet, non-judgmental awareness to whatever you are doing. When you are fully present in your task, the anxious, chattering part of your mind naturally grows quiet. You are no longer split between doing one thing and thinking about 100 others. This unification of mind and body is a profound source of peace. A person who embodies this stillness has a different presence. They listen more than they speak. When they do speak, their words are measured and thoughtful, not reactive and impulsive. They are comfortable with silence. They do not feel the need to fill every moment with noise or activity. This inner calm radiates outward. It relaxes the muscles in their face, especially around the eyes and jaw, where we tend to hold so much tension. A face that is free from chronic tension appears more open, more serene, and inherently more youthful. This is not about having a blank expression, it is about having a relaxed and responsive one, unburdened by a constant backlog of mental stress. Their energy is not frantic, it is steady and grounded. Being around them feels calming because they are not contributing to the chaos. They are an anchor of peace. This practice is a journey, not a destination. It requires daily commitment, even if for just a few minutes. But the rewards are immeasurable. It is the practice of coming home to yourself, of finding the quiet center in the midst of the storm. And from that center, a timeless vitality emerges, a youthfulness that is not skin deep, but soul deep. Purposeful movement. There is a common misunderstanding about exercise and aging. We are often told to push harder, to run faster, to lift heavier, as if we are at war with our own bodies. The goal becomes conquering the body, forcing it into submission. While this approach can build muscle, it can also drain our vital energy and lead to injury, especially as we get older. It treats the body as a machine to be worked rather than a living, intelligent system to be partnered with. The third hidden reason why some people maintain a youthful suppleness and grace is that they engage in a different kind of physical activity, purposeful movement. This is movement that is done with awareness, with intention, and with a deep connection between mind and body. The goal is not to exhaust the body, but to invigorate it. It is not about fighting the body, but about communicating with it. This approach does not just shape the muscles, it cultivates and circulates life force, or what some traditions call Qi. It keeps the body fluid, open, and resilient, which are the true hallmarks of youth. Think of the difference between a stagnant pond and a flowing river. The pond becomes murky, its life depleted. The river is constantly moving, full of oxygen, clear and vibrant. Purposeful movement turns your body into a flowing river. Practices like Tai Chi, Qigong, or even a very mindful form of walking or stretching are excellent examples of this. In these practices, the focus is not on speed or force, but on the quality of the movement itself. Each motion is deliberate, connected to the breath. The mind is not somewhere else thinking about a to-do list. It is fully present, guiding the body. This unification of mind, breath, and body is incredibly powerful. It does more than just work the muscles and bones. It stimulates the energetic pathways of the body, improves circulation down to the smallest capillaries, and gently massages the internal organs. It is a form of moving meditation. Instead of depleting your energy, this kind of movement actually increases it. You finish a session feeling more alive, more centered, and more peaceful than when you began. This approach changes your entire relationship with your physical form. Your body is no longer an adversary to be tamed, but a wise friend to be listened to. When you move with purpose and awareness, you begin to notice the subtle signals your body is sending you. You learn where you are holding tension, where there are blockages. Mindful movement is a way of gently untying these knots. It lubricates the joints, improves flexibility, and develops a kind of strength that is supple and resilient, like bamboo, rather than rigid and brittle, like old oak. A body that is fluid and adaptable is a young body, regardless of its age in years. We see this in the effortless grace of a person who moves with this kind of intention. Their posture is naturally aligned, their gait is light, and their presence is grounded. They inhabit their body fully, with a sense of ease and comfort. This is the opposite of the stiff, guarded posture that often comes with age and a sedentary lifestyle. Furthermore, purposeful movement is a profound practice for the mind. It requires focus and concentration, which, as we have discussed, calms the restless, anxious parts of our thinking. It trains the mind to be present. You cannot perform a slow, coordinated movement while your mind is racing with worries. You must be here now. This mental training, combined with the physical benefits, creates a holistic state of well-being. The peace cultivated in the mind is reflected in the grace of the body. The energy cultivated in the body is reflected in the clarity of the mind. This is why a person who practices this way seems to defy age. They are not just exercising their muscles, they are exercising the entire system, physical, mental, and energetic. They are not just trying to look young, they are cultivating the very conditions of youthfulness from the inside out, energy, fluidity, and peace. You can begin this practice today. You do not need a special class or equipment. Simply choose an activity, even just standing up and stretching, and do it with your full, undivided attention. Feel every sensation. Connect your breath to the motion. Notice the difference. You are no longer just moving your body, you are communing with it. And that communion is a powerful source of rejuvenation. Mindful nourishment. We are told constantly what to eat. More of this, less of that. This diet, that superfood. The information is endless, often contradictory, and it can create a great deal of anxiety around the simple, fundamental act of eating. The fourth hidden reason people maintain their youthful vitality is not found in a specific diet, but in a specific approach to eating, mindful nourishment. They have transformed the act of eating from a purely mechanical or hedonistic process into a practice of awareness, gratitude, and true nourishment. This changes everything. It is not just about what you put into your body, it is about how and why. When you eat with mindfulness, you are not just feeding your stomach, you are nourishing every cell and you are calming your mind. This profound shift in relationship with food is a cornerstone of maintaining inner and outer youthfulness. It addresses the root of many issues that accelerate aging, such as chronic inflammation, digestive distress, and the mental stress associated with food. So what does it mean to eat mindfully? It begins before the food even touches your lips. It begins with an awareness of where the food comes from. It is a moment of quiet gratitude for the sun, the rain, the earth, and the people who work to bring this nourishment to your plate. This small moment of reflection shifts you out of a mindset of mindless consumption and into one of conscious receiving. It changes the energy of the entire experience. Then, as you eat, you engage all of your senses. You look at the colors on your plate, you smell the aromas, you chew slowly, deliberately, and you truly taste the flavors and textures. In our rushed world, we often inhale our food without ever really tasting it, our minds already on the next task. This is a missed opportunity for both pleasure and health. Chewing slowly and thoroughly is the first and most important step of digestion. It signals to your stomach to prepare for the food, leading to better nutrient absorption and less digestive distress. A healthy, calm digestive system is central to overall health and a youthful appearance. So much of our vitality is determined by the health of our gut. Mindful eating also means listening to your body's innate wisdom. Instead of eating based on a rigid set of external rules or emotional triggers, you learn to listen to your body's signals of true hunger and satiety. Am I eating because my body needs fuel, or am I eating because I am bored, sad, or stressed? This simple question can be revolutionary. When you eat to soothe an emotion, you often choose foods that are not truly nourishing, and you tend to overeat, which places a heavy burden on your system. A person who eats mindfully learns to distinguish between physical hunger and emotional craving. They find other, more skillful ways to manage their emotions, rather than using food as a temporary anesthetic. This alone prevents a huge amount of the low-grade inflammation and weight gain that can contribute to an aged appearance and diminished health. They eat until they are satisfied, not until they are stuffed. This honors the body's limits and conserves the energy that would otherwise be spent on digesting an excessive meal. This practice naturally leads to healthier food choices, not because of a restrictive diet, but because of heightened awareness. When you are truly present with your food, you begin to notice how different foods make you feel, not just in the moment, but hours later. You notice that certain foods give you sustained energy and mental clarity, while others leave you feeling sluggish, foggy, and bloated. Your body becomes your best teacher. You naturally start to gravitate towards fresh, whole, life-giving foods because you can feel their positive effect on your system. You lose the desire for highly processed artificial foods because you are acutely aware of how they deplete your vitality. This is not about deprivation. It is about choosing to feel good. It is about respecting the body as a sacred temple and providing it with the highest quality building materials. This deep respect and care is reflected outwardly. The skin becomes clearer, the eyes brighter, because the body is not burdened by inflammatory foods and a stressed digestive system. It is being nourished at the deepest level. The youthfulness we see is the glow of a body that is truly, mindfully, and gratefully fed. Releasing burdens. Imagine walking through your entire life carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. With every step, with every year, you add another stone. A stone of resentment for someone who wronged you. A stone of regret for a mistake you made. A stone of anger at an injustice. A stone of grief you never fully processed. How would you look after 20, 30, or 40 years of carrying this weight? You would be stooped, your face etched with the strain of the load. Your energy would be consumed not by living, but by the sheer effort of carrying your past. The fifth hidden reason some people appear so light and youthful is that they have learned how to empty this backpack. They practice the art of releasing burdens. They understand that holding on to negative emotions is a form of self-poisoning. It is a weight that depletes vitality, sours the spirit, and literally carves the marks of age and bitterness onto the face. To look young, you must travel light. These emotional burdens are not abstract concepts. They have real physiological consequences. When you are in a state of chronic resentment or anger, your body is bathed in the same stress hormones we discussed earlier. Your blood pressure rises, your muscles are tense, your immune system is suppressed. This is an incredibly draining state to live in. It consumes a vast amount of your precious life energy just to maintain this inner state of conflict. This tension becomes physically embodied. We hold it in our shoulders, our neck, our jaw. It can lead to chronic pain and stiffness. It also shows on our face. A permanent frown, a tightness around the mouth, deep furrows in the brow. These are often not just the result of time, but the physical manifestation of unresolved emotional weight. A person who has released these burdens has a face that is open and relaxed. Their default expression is one of peace, not struggle. Their lightness of spirit is visible to everyone they meet. Releasing these burdens is not an act of condoning what happened. Forgiveness, for instance, is often misunderstood. It is not about saying that what the other person did was acceptable. It is about choosing to no longer carry the pain of the event with you. It is a profound act of self-liberation. It is realizing that by holding on to resentment, the only person you are truly punishing is yourself. You are drinking the poison and hoping the other person will suffer. The wise person understands this. They choose to put the stone down, not for the other person, but for their own freedom. The same is true for regret. We all make mistakes. The purpose of a mistake is to learn from it. Once the lesson is learned, carrying the guilt and shame of the mistake serves no purpose. It is another heavy stone in the backpack. The practice is to acknowledge the mistake, integrate the lesson, and then release the emotional charge associated with it. This is not about forgetting. It is about refusing to be defined and burdened by your past. This is a practice of emotional hygiene, just as important as brushing your teeth. It requires courage and honesty. It means looking at the stones in your backpack one by one. What am I holding on to? Why am I still carrying this? Is it serving me? The process can be as simple as a mental ritual of release, or it may involve talking with a trusted friend or mentor. The method is less important than the intention, the firm decision to no longer be a prisoner of your own past emotions. When you consistently practice this release, a remarkable transformation occurs. You free up an enormous amount of energy that was previously locked in these negative patterns. This newfound energy becomes available for positive, life-affirming purposes, for creativity, for connection, for joy. You feel lighter physically and emotionally. Your posture might even improve as you release the tension you've held for years. People will notice a change in you. They will say you look different, that you seem happier, that you look younger. What they are seeing is the absence of weight. They are seeing a person who is not being dragged down by their past, but who is walking freely and lightly in the present moment. This lightness is the very essence of a youthful spirit, and it is a beauty that radiates from the inside out. Unified intention. Observe the way most people move through their day. They are eating breakfast while scrolling through emails. They are in a meeting while thinking about their weekend plans. They are talking to their child while mentally composing a text message. Their attention is shattered, fragmented into a dozen different pieces. Each piece represents a leak of energy, a dilution of their power. This state of constant mental division is exhausting. It creates a low-level, pervasive anxiety and prevents us from ever being fully present, fully effective, or fully at peace. The sixth hidden reason some people possess a serene, focused vitality that we perceive as youthfulness is that they practice unified intention. This means that whatever they are doing it with their whole being. Their mind, body, and spirit are all aligned on the single task at hand. This is the opposite of multitasking. It is the art of monotasking, but with profound depth and focus. This unification of self is a powerful source of energy and a potent antidote to the mental aging caused by distraction. Think of a magnifying glass and the sun. When the sun's rays are scattered across a wide area, they provide gentle warmth. But when a magnifying glass focuses those same rays onto a single point, they become powerful enough to start a fire. Your attention is like these rays of sun. When it is scattered, its power is weak and diffused. But when you unify your intention and focus your full attention on one thing, your power becomes immense. You become incredibly effective, and the quality of your work improves dramatically. More importantly, this state of deep focus, often called flow, is intensely restorative for the mind. When you are fully absorbed in a task, the anxious, self-conscious, chattering part of your brain goes quiet. There is no room for worry or regret. There is only the task itself. This is a state of active meditation, and it is deeply healing. It frees you from the tyranny of the fragmented mind and the stress it produces. A person who lives with unified intention brings this quality to all of their activities. When they are reading a book, they are only reading the book. They are not also listening to a podcast and checking notifications. When they are drinking a cup of tea, they are fully experiencing the warmth of the cup, the aroma, the taste. This is not a rigid discipline, but a joyful practice of being fully alive in each moment. It transforms mundane tasks into opportunities for peace and focus. This practice directly combats the mental aging process. A scattered mind is a stressed mind, and a stressed mind ages the body. A focused mind is a calm mind, and a calm mind allows the body to thrive. The person who practices this has a certain quality about them. They are fully present when they are with you. They listen deeply. They are not distracted. This makes them incredibly charismatic and pleasant to be around. There is no frantic, nervous energy about them. Their energy is calm, concentrated, and potent. This is not easy in a world designed to steal your attention. Your phone, the news, social media, they are all engineered to fragment your focus for profit. Cultivating a unified intention is therefore a radical act of self-preservation. It requires a conscious choice to carve out periods of focused, uninterrupted time. It means turning off notifications, setting boundaries, and choosing to do one thing at a time. The benefits are immediate. You will feel a sense of calm and control return. You will find that you can accomplish more in less time and with less stress. You will rediscover the simple joy of becoming completely absorbed in an activity. This is the state where true creativity and insight are born. It is also the state where the body and mind can rejuvenate. The youthful appearance of a person who lives this way is a direct reflection of their inner state of coherence and integrity. Their mind is not at war with itself. It is a unified, harmonious whole. This inner harmony radiates outward as an aura of calm capability, a presence that is both powerful and peaceful. This is a skill you can train. Start small. Choose one task today, and for 10 minutes, give it your absolute, undivided attention. Notice the stillness that arises. This is the path to unifying your intention and reclaiming your energy from the chaos. Embracing impermanence. We have journeyed through 6 reasons, 6 practices that cultivate a vitality that shines from within. But now we arrive at the final one, the one that underpins all the others. It is the most profound, and perhaps the most paradoxical. The 7th hidden reason why some people seem to possess a timeless youthfulness is that they have wholeheartedly embraced impermanence. They have stopped fighting the natural flow of life, and in doing so, have freed themselves from the very thing that accelerates aging more than anything else, the fear of it. Our culture is obsessed with youth. It tells us that aging is a failure, a disease to be fought with every cream, every procedure, every ounce of our will. This creates a deep-seated fear and resistance to a process that is as natural as the turning of the seasons. This resistance, this constant, desperate struggle against time, is a source of immense suffering and stress. It is a battle that can never be won, and the energy spent fighting it is a catastrophic drain on our life force. It is this fight that etches fear onto our faces. The person who appears truly, gracefully young, regardless of their chronological age, has made peace with this flow. They understand a deep truth that nature teaches us every day. A tree does not cling to its leaves in the autumn, dreading the coming of winter. It lets them go gracefully, trusting in the cycle, conserving its energy for the spring to come. A river does not fight its journey to the ocean. It flows with the landscape, finding the path of least resistance. To embrace impermanence is to become like the tree and the river. It is to understand that life is a process of constant change, of which aging is just one part. It is not an enemy. It is simply a new season of being, with its own beauty, its own wisdom, and its own purpose. When you can truly, deeply accept this, a monumental shift occurs. The fear dissolves, the resistance ceases, and all the energy that was being poured into that futile, stressful fight is liberated. This liberated energy is the very fountain of youth that people are looking for in external things. This acceptance is not a passive resignation. It is an active, joyful participation in the present moment. Because you know that this moment will never come again, you learn to cherish it fully. You are no longer living in fear of a future birthday or a new wrinkle. You are living here now with a heart full of gratitude for the life that is flowing through you. This removes the deep, underlying tension that ages us from the inside out. The person who has embraced impermanence has a sparkle in their eye. It is the sparkle of someone who is not afraid. They can laugh freely, including at themselves. They carry a lightness that is profoundly attractive. They have traded the brittle, fragile attachment to looking young for the resilient, profound beauty of being authentic. They are not trying to be 25 when they are 55. They are being a glorious, vibrant 55. And there is nothing more beautiful or youthful than that kind of authenticity. So you see, the ultimate secret is this. The desperate desire to remain young is precisely what makes us grow old in a state of fear and tension. The graceful acceptance of our own unfolding journey is what keeps our spirit eternally young. All the other practices, conserving energy, cultivating stillness, purposeful movement, mindful nourishment, releasing burdens, and unified intention, they are the methods that help us arrive at this state of peaceful acceptance. They clear away the mental and emotional clutter so that we can see the truth of our own nature. True youth is not an absence of lines on the face. It is an absence of fear in the heart. It is the freedom, the peace, and the vitality that come from aligning yourself with the flow of life rather than fighting against it. This is the final and most powerful reason. It is the key that unlocks a timeless grace. It is the art of aging, not with resistance, but with wisdom, joy, and a deeply peaceful heart. And that is a beauty that time cannot diminish. The journey to this vitality we speak of is not about becoming someone else. It is not about chasing an impossible ideal or turning back the clock. It is about returning to your own true nature, which is inherently peaceful, whole, and full of life. It is about clearing away the obstructions, the wasted energy, the mental noise, the physical tension, the emotional burdens that obscure this true nature. The youthful glow we admire in others is simply the light of their authentic self shining through, unburdened by fear and resistance. It is the peace of the river flowing effortlessly to the sea. The final point about embracing impermanence. I felt that in my soul. For years, I've been so focused on fighting time, on the creams and the diets, and I never realized the fight itself was the problem. The stress of not wanting to age was aging me. Thank you for this shift in perspective. It feels like I can finally breathe.